Hey, kindergartners, it's Mrs. Paulson with your art lesson for the week. Yay! So, um, I understand that you, hopefully, I'm not sure if you already have, but this week you're going to be looking at flamingos and why they're pink. I know the answer. I always thought it was fascinating. I'm not going to tell you the answer so your teachers can, but I thought we can draw a flamingo along with yourself. So we'll practice both items at the same time. Okay, so make sure all you need is a paper, pencil, and something to color with. If you're at home and you want to use watercolor, of course you can. But first, we always draw. You always want something to go by. So let's get started. And I'll need to share my screen. Let's see, friends. So I'm using I'm trying to lift it up a little bit and see if this will work for my camera. Oh, that was my last class. So funny how it always does that. So we're going to draw something like this for the zoo. This was my rough sketch. Ours is going to look so much better. So let's get started. I'm going to put this on the side. And I want us all to start by drawing our flamingo. So as you know, I always like for students to keep in mind to use simple shapes. I think it makes things much easier. Let's see, we've got some music going here. Let's see. So what we're going to do is, so first, we're going to keep our paper going the long way, just like this, like you would most days. And I'm going to make a giant kind of leaf shape. But what we could do to make a leaf shape easier for you is we can draw it in a circle first. And then from the circle, follow your circle line into a point like a triangle, and then up to a point. And what makes it look neat is if you kind of turn it down just a little bit, right? Like it's feathers. So just a little bit, and then you can erase your little circle line. And then from here, you're going to draw a little bit of a zigzag. I'm going to zoom in a touch. Oops. Zoom out, zoom in. So what we're going to do is make a squiggly line, kind of like a peppermint stick. But we're going to start from the base right in the middle of our leaf shape, okay? So right here, we're going to go up and turn a little bit towards your body. Okay, we're going to go up and curve around like a hook. Can you do that? Just like a hook. So it's just like a peppermint stick with a little bit of a curve. You see that? And then from here, you want to make this a little bit of a semicircle shape and curve around following. Can you do that? Make a little tight curve right here and follow the neck around into the body. Got that? Pretty simple. So let's do that again. We're doing a long candy cane shape. You're going to make a tight little semicircle right here, and then make a U-turn and follow it around all the way down. Here we go. Okay. And then from here, one thing that flamingos have are really long beaks, so they can dig into the water without without getting all wet. That's why they have that nice long neck too. So we're just going to do a long semicircle. Now look how big it is. It's bigger than my head. So I'm just going to do a long semicircle, connect it there with a straight line, a little bit of a semicircle, and then bring it back up straight. So just somewhere in here, bring it back up straight. And we get to put a little ID ball right here. So we could do a little semicircle again with a circle inside. That'll have a nice eye. And another thing that looks really nice on the flamingo is to add a top feather that goes up above it and then connects back down. Gives them a nice full look rather than just our one leaf shape here, okay? How's that go? So just a big semicircle past the tail that we already made, pointing down into like a big V shape, right? And now it's time to look at making circles and tubes, right? So tubes, we're gonna make a long tube for his leg, make a long tube and a circle and a little bit of a shorter tube and a triangle. So that's it. Long tube, circle, shorter tube, and a triangle. And then same length tube, but it's going backwards. They like to stand on one leg. I don't know why. So here we go. We put a little circle and his leg comes back on itself. So again, a little bit of a shorter line. Ooh, that song is really loud. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Let's see. All right. And a triangle. Oops. So that's going to be a triangle because he can stand on it. Now maybe it goes behind his leg. That's kind of cool to show. So you could put his tube in front of it and the triangle behind it. Is that too tricky? I hope not. So let's go like this. We'll go from here. Now, one little detail that would look cool is if we do like zigzaggies for his feathers. Can you do that? They're like little triangles on itself. So you're just going back and forth and making it look feathery, right? So back, 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 back. Okay. I think his neck could have even been longer since we added this tube. This feather. But you know what I can do? I can shorten it from here and his neck will look a lot longer like a flamingo. Flamingos have long legs and long necks. And they're bright coral. Bright pink color. Okay. So the name of this drawing is Flamingo and Me. So I thought it would be a good idea to also draw ourselves. So do you think you're taller than a flamingo or shorter than a flamingo? Oh, I'm on camera all this time. I usually shut myself off. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna stop my video because I make such silly faces and do silly things over here. Okay, so for us to, I'm not enjoying this little Disney song either. Let's find a good one. No, I don't want to hear an advertisement. I gotta upgrade my thing. So on my sample one, I made a little fence. You don't necessarily need a fence. You could if you want. So a fence, maybe what we could do is draw a line that goes around and behind, like a zigzaggy line. And again, you're gonna match it, the same length all the way across. You see, it's like a matching line. And then you can just draw straight lines going down. And even though it curves, keep your lines matching the direction of your paper. Oops, I'm getting messy here. And I need a little sharpener. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna draw, these lines should stay the same way that the paper is, okay? So I just, even though it curves, you keep your lines straight and it looks really cool. And they could get tighter back here. They could get smaller because they're further away. Okay. And then you could add a little rail on the top since we're saying we're at the zoo, right? Okay, so there's our flamingo. Where are we? Are we behind it, in front of it? Maybe it's got another enclosure. You can maybe draw another squiggle. Oh, look, my pencil broke. Not nice pencil. All right, let's try a different pencil. Where are all my pencils at? Oh, here they are. Okay. So we need to draw ourselves, a little self-portrait. So this was just if you wanted to draw something. This is all your choice. This isn't a really strict drawing, but I want you to have fun learning how to draw a flamingo out of simple shapes, as well as practice drawing ourselves. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a circle for our head. I guess, you know what I'm gonna do, friends? And I know it's a little bit confusing. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. I don't wanna do that to you guys. Sorry, ignore that. Sometimes I have to do things kind of on the fly here. I'm going to put myself back here behind the fence because I don't want to confuse you guys. So I'm going to put myself right here. I'm going to draw a circle for my head. Let's see. I've been trying to find some good music. Boy, it's not been easy. Let's see. Okay, let's hope this is good. Okay, so circle for our head. Sorry, friends, a neck, which a neck should come off of your cheeks. They should come off of the cheek. Just two little short lines, almost like a square, right? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a big tube, but it's gonna be bigger at the top and smaller at the bottom. So think of a waist, okay? That's like your waist. And then we're gonna draw our legs. They go straight down. We just do one line in the middle and one line on the side and another line on the side. And we end it right here with a circle for our shoes. Maybe we don't see that shoe because it's behind the fence. And I'm actually gonna make him waving at the flamingo afterwards. So from your shoulder, you're gonna have a line that comes down, another tube that can be your sleeve, okay? So here, we're gonna draw another line, another tube for your sleeve. And then a hand, I usually start with a little circle, but then you guys are getting old enough where we could kind of look at what fingers look like, okay? So a good way to draw a hand, simple way, is right here. I'll show you how to do that, or you can just try your best to fit your 5 fingers by big loops, loop, 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 or like a mitten where it shows your thumb and a semicircle and then the lines for the fingers, right? So let's take a look at that for us. So from here, we can go like this. And then I sometimes have to like think about how my hand would go. It would have a thumb down here and here, and then we could draw just finger lines. Look at that. Or we could draw loops. So loop, de loop, de loop, de loop, de loop. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. Okay. So there's some fingers, but if we wanted to make him wave, the arm isn't going to be much longer, right? It's just going to fold at the elbow. And so maybe right here, we could put a loop for his thumb and then his fingers. And the more you practice, the better you'll get, right? Maybe I have, so here we're going to draw an eyebrow, and a little circle for the eye, a circle for the eye. And for a nose, I like to do a little L shape, like a capital L on a little bit of a slant. Do you see that? Just like this. It's like just like this, simple, an L. Or some people make it like a little bit more curved, and we'll make it more complicated. If you feel like you can make it more complicated and you do great, go ahead. And then always a big smile makes all the parents and teachers happy. No frowny faces here. And then some hair. So what kind of hair do you have? As you know, I have blonde, kind of long, messy hair. So I'll do long, messy hair here. And then when I go to the zoo, I like to wear a hat. So I'm just gonna draw a long straight line right above my eyes and eyebrows. And you know the round part of the hat, it actually fits on your head. So it's not gonna be tiny like that. It'll be big as your head. You see that? So that's what you wanna do to draw a hat. And that kind of adds a little character, doesn't it? And I'm just so excited to be at the zoo to see the flamingos. I'm gonna make my flamingo's neck a little bit thinner just because I'm the art teacher. You can look at yours and change it if you want, but it's bugging me because I care too much. Okay, so this could all be water, like he's, oh, or what we could do is now that he's over here, I could actually change my bottom of my fence and he could look like he's in front of the fence, right? And I'm behind the fence. He's in what we call the foreground and I'm in the background. So fore meaning front, background, as you know, is in the back. So maybe I'll make his leg just a little bit longer and put him in the water there. Okay, so here we go. So now it's time to color. We also could draw, if you'd like, a little palm tree. If you want real fast, we're starting to run out of time for one of the first times. So a palm tree is a long tube. And what I do is I draw circles, like semicircles coming straight out of the top of it. So one going one way, pretend one goes to the back and it'll be shorter. One goes to the side back and it'll be shorter. And maybe one will come up front here. You see that? So then what you can do is you can draw your long lines off of the center. Isn't that fun? So you can draw lines. Now, would you see the other side of that palm tree? Probably not, it's like folded, but maybe you'd see a little bit of it. You see what I'm doing? So here you can show your palm and here, so you can draw your palm tree leaves heading down. That's it, pretty easy. Maybe you want to do another one here and that's good too. Just draw lines on each side. Okay, so I was afraid we were gonna run out of time by drawing just the flamingo. And I thought it would be good practice to draw ourselves too. So if you'd like, you can stop here for just the drawing and maybe color it at home. We only have a couple of minutes left for our regular time. But if you'd like, you can stop the video here or you can stay with me. I'm gonna get coloring here. So flamingos are an interesting color. I know why, I hope you do too. They're not quite pink and they're not quite orange. They're a color called coral. Coral. So I'm gonna use pink to color him and remember to try and stay in the lines and try and let the white not show, okay, behind it. You don't want the white paper when you're coloring something well. The white shouldn't show through. We're just gonna color the best we can without the line showing through, okay? So right here, I always go around my edges carefully and then fill in the center real well. All crazy, that's my favorite. So I'm gonna add a little bit of orange just to make it interesting. You can too. And I'm gonna go over it lightly because that's more the color of a flamingo. It's a little bit orangey, peachy, pinky, coral, as we said, okay? So if you mix the orange and the pink, look how pretty that looks. Okay, so their legs, interesting, I think still match themselves. So I'm gonna draw the legs in orange right now. I'm gonna fill in my areas completely. Make little triangles for the feet. If you drew it wrong, it's okay. You always can correct it with your coloring material as well as an eraser. And I'm gonna get my black crayon out And I'm going to trace carefully over my beak, add my ivy ball. I'm going to trace around my flamingo because he is beautiful, isn't he? And remember our wings? We did these wings back here. Zigzag, 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 zigzag. And they're feathers, so they can be a little wild, don't worry. And I'm just outlining my crayons. And white over here, I'm going to be careful. So this goes in front of it. Isn't that tricky? That's how you show what's happening here. And his beak, I'm going to, I think they're actually black and white. I'm going to use this peachy color, and it's going to be all dirty because of the black that I already used. So there you go. Maybe my fence is black too, or maybe it's even blue. A fence could be any color, so I'm not particular. That's up to you. Now they do need water. They live by the water. I've noticed their water when I go to the zoo. Oh, you might want to write the zoo on top, right? So let's do our letter Z, which we could do in pencil first. Z is a zigzag too. Z, O, O. So you belong in the zoo. That was an old song. Some of the teachers may remember that song from the 80s in San Diego. You belong in the zoo, the San Diego Zoo. I won't bother you with my lovely singing voice, but so you can follow your fence along. There it goes. Maybe I wore blue jeans to the zoo since I dress nicely for school every day. The zoo's a little bit messy. So maybe I wore my blue jeans that day. And maybe I had a blue jean hat. And my eyes are blue, so I'm going to color them in blue just for fun. And I like wearing pink because I have all these boys around me. I have 2 boy teenagers and my husband and boy dogs, no girls around me. So I'm going to wear my pink shirt to the zoo and my long blonde hair here, which I usually wear up, and some shoes. Outline your shoes, and you can outline your hand and your outfit. Can you outline your outfit? It looks a lot nicer if you do, don't you think? Oops. I gotta do it carefully. Not like Miss Paulson, I just kind of messed up. I look all crazy-eyed. Kind of googly-eyed there. Okay, and zoo. Let's see. So you can color in your skin color what you relate to. Here's a little bit of a peach color, but since I already put black down, it makes it kind of messy. Oh, and I didn't outline my pants. That's what's bothering me. Okay, then Mr. Palm Tree. So you can do green leaves on your palm tree. You can do dark green and light green and yellow. Sometimes there's even brown on palm trees, right? Have you seen that? So I'm just going quickly. You go at your own pace. Here's the palm tree. Maybe it went all the way down to here. I'm making it extra long. And let me show you when you add different colors, kind of like what we did for the Mr. Flamingo, we can make it looks more interesting when you add a couple of colors, doesn't it? I think it does. So when you're older, or if you're ready for this, you can actually think about which part would be lighter or darker. But I think it's a little too advanced for you, but I don't like to assume because I think it's best for me to teach higher to you and you learn by working hard, catching up, right? Simple shapes, and you'll be surprised what you can do. Okay, so here's my little zoo drawing. I might just add some water at the bottom since we're still going. Let's see, we're at 35 minutes, not too bad. So I'm gonna go around this and add like he's standing in the water. Now, if he was standing in the water, will we see his bottom of his foot? Probably not, but that's okay. And if you want to color the sky or whatever later, go ahead. It's your drawing, right? And again, I might just use another color over this to make it more interesting rather than just blue. Let's see, I think I have a light green. What happens when we do a light green? I don't like that. It looks just like yellow. Maybe this teal color. So it's okay to mix colors and have fun. And where the pelican standing, it will, or flamingo, I call him a pelican. Where the flamingo standing, he would maybe be a shadow, as well as where I'm standing would probably be a shadow. Wherever the sun is, we'd have to pay attention to that too. So anyways, I didn't mean for this to be very complicated. It really was about Mr. Flamingo, but thought it would be a good chance to practice drawing ourselves with some hands and then a pretty little palm tree. And imagine we're going to the zoo. So, dear friends, I'm going to post a few pictures and information. Okay, I'll put my video back on now. I'll post some information about flamingos on my page for you to look at if you're at home or want to show your parents more, you know, or teachers, you want to show some real pictures, you're more than welcome. Sorry, we went a little long today. I'm always a little short, so it's so hard to time it. But thank you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed drawing a flamingo in yourself. Bye for now. Have a good week.